Hey guys, welcome back to my first ever real life video. Today I'm going to be doing a drawing, obviously, but most of the drawings I do are just, random. And if you guys want to name it and have it become one of my OCs, I'd love that. So let's get into it. Also, for those who don't know how to draw anime heads, this is also a slight tutorial, okay? Alright, let's get started. So we're going to start with a circle, or as close to a circle as possible. Like that. Draw lightly, don't press down. Just go over it a few times, make sure it looks nice. And there, that's the base for the head. Or this is the top of the head anyway, the brain. So, we're going to take this, we're going to go to the center mark, and we're just going to sketch down. Which makes a good center mark for the head. After you make the center mark for the head, you're going to make the chin point. Don't put the chin too far down, because if you put it too far down, it's just going to look weird, and we don't want that. If you're making a female, you can make it a little bit more pointy, but I usually just draw males, so that's what I'm most comfortable with. So, after that, you're going to make a little line coming down from here and the other side, okay? So you can connect the head. After you do that, you're going to connect the head. One side, and then curve the other side in, and then boom. That's how you make the basic one. That's the basic anime head, and after this, most people don't like the way I draw ears, but I'm going to mark the face quick. These will be the eyes. This will be the nose, and then the mouth will go here. But for what I do for ears, I go from where the eyes are all the way down to where the nose is to make it look more proper, just to see if I have the nice enough proportions. So after I do that, you're just going to go down again to the same point on the other side, and boom, you got your ears. After you've got your ears, today I'm just going to do two perspectives. I'm going to do front facing forward and side profile. So this is just the beginning. So after you do this one, you're going to just lightly sketch in a neck. I'm not going to do the body because I'm kind of scared of bodies, but in the future I will draw you guys a full body sketch because, yeah. And don't mind this sketch down here. This is from when I was younger, and I used to use this as my art table, and I ended up drawing on my table because I got bored. So, yeah. That's what you do when you don't have a decent medium, or when you're kind of bored. Well, after you do that, you're going to shade the neck a little. I know, shading it right off the bat's kind of weird, And there's a lot of different ways you can shade the neck, not even kidding. You can shade it any way you really want to. But I'm not going to stop you from anything. If you want to do it your own way. Okay. So, after you do that, you just stick in the lines on the neck. After you do that, sorry, I'm using filler words a lot. Ugh, nervous. But also don't mind my nails. They're kind of in disarray right now. I have to repaint them. But after you do that, you're going to erase the lines lightly. Or in my case, I can erase them more fully and still know where to put my eyes, nose, and mouth. Okay, so now that you have your head base, you're going to start with the eyes. So if you can see the faint circle marks still, you're going to go in with your pencil or whatever you have and make an eyelid. This is just a simple anime eyelid, nothing too complex, just whatever. But you can also customize it in any way, shape, or form you want. And then you're just going to copy that on the other side. So it matches and doesn't look weird. Okay. Now that you got this matching, I like my eyes thin because I feel like big eyes look a little awkward. So to make thinner eyes, I'm gonna flatten the bottom. I'm gonna make this little slanted line right here and then flatten the bottom. Which a lot of people say, oh, that doesn't look very nice. But, you know. But anyway, we're just gonna carve out the eye shape. There. The eye shape. And after you do that, I mostly do my anime characters looking to the side because I feel like it looks awkward if I do it facing front, because I have not done the eyes facing front in a long time. So, now that we do that, I'm going to sketch that. This will be the little area for the nose. I draw my noses a little bit differently from some people, but I feel like mine looks a little bit more natural for my style. So after you got that in, the nose, I like to add a little bit of a bottom lash by going like this. Just little mini triangles at like a little bit of an angle. And even if you want, you could just put a line. See? If I can zoom in real quick, I'll show you like that. That's what I mean. Now I'll zoom back out so you can see it better. And there we go. Okay, so now that you do that, you repeat it on the other side just to make it look even. After you make it look even, you're gonna go like this. There. You just made yourself an official eyes and nose. And then I usually add eye bags, but this is optional. Okay. So now that you do that, I'm gonna teach you how to draw lips. I know, lips are scary, but they're not actually that scary. See, if you go like this, make a little tiny U. I'll make it like this on the mark where the mouth mark is, right there. This tiny little U right here will be the center of the mouth, okay? You're probably like, that's insane, that's crazy. No, that's actually pretty normal. And I call this the bird because you see a lot of these kinds of things. Like when people do birds but simplify them, that's basically it. So after you go like this, with a little circle, you're gonna go down like this, or up, depending on if you want to smile or not. And then you go like this on the other side, just to make it look even. And then you're probably like, oh, but this kind of looks weird now. I mean, it will look weird until you add the actual shading for the lips. So here I go. We're adding the shading for the lips. So now you're just gonna follow the little curve of the inner mouth to make the little upper lip. I usually make it like this, not too connected, not connected, but like sort of shaded in almost. And then for the bottom lip, I usually make that one a little bigger, just to make their lips look a little fuller, you know. So now that you have that, the top lip is always darker than the bottom lip. You're probably like, where did I learn that from? Well, I learned that from, well, all my research I've done. It's basically just a stylized form of art. You can do it any way you want, but this is the way I chose to do it. So then you lightly shade in the bottom lip, and then there, you got yourself a face. And you're like, oh my gosh, a face? Yeah, a face. So now I'm just gonna add some details like blush. Blush is basically nothing other than just scribble lines like this on the face. Even so, with the scribble lines, it makes it look nice. That's what I like about drawing in real life anyway. So now after that, you're gonna make these. These are like the eyelid, to make it look like they actually have eyelids and they're not an insane psychopath. So after you do that, I like to like shade them a little, just to make them look a little natural with the drawing. So yeah. And then you are like, eyebrows. How do you do eyebrows? Eyebrows are kind of simple. They kind of just dictate the emotions. Same with the lips, the mouth area. This dictates the emotions too. So if you do that, you're just gonna sketch in one side of the eyebrow, like this. And then boom, boom, boom. See? That's one eyebrow. And then you're gonna go to the other side. Boom, boom, boom. And there. 2 smacking eyebrows. And then I chose to go with little strokes at an angle, just to make it look a little bit more like eyebrows. And if any of you out there started like me, with watching tutorials and learning how to do all this, then I'm glad you're watching this, because I started out the same way you did, by watching videos and learning. That's the best way to do it. As long as you don't like fully copy someone, you could like inspire someone. You could get like, not inspire someone, but like get inspiration from someone. And I've gotten inspiration from a lot of people, and that's how my style ended up being like this in the future. I actually started drawing during COVID because it was a nice way to cope with being indoors. And you know, ever since then, I've kind of just had a passion for drawing. And you know, it relaxes me. Okay. So now, I didn't really explain this, but you do this, that's the tragus. Right here. This little thing. It connects to the face, just to make it look like it's a part of the face. But, this right here is the ear. You put line from here, from the tragus. We're gonna go up 1 and down. And then you're just gonna go curved line, like that. So you get that. And then you shade the tragus a little bit so it blends in with a blush, and yeah. That's how you get that. And then I usually do a few piercings, because I feel like if I don't do piercings, it'll look a little bit boring. So, and I don't think anyone wants their drawing to look boring. I mean, that's my opinion, obviously. You all have your various other different opinions, and I have mine. So, yeah. Sorry, don't mind me mumbling on. This is the longest video I've ever made, and someone named Addie did not write a script, so I'm just basically free wording it right now. Okay, so here's what I did so far. And you're like, there's 1,000 ways to do hair. You're right. There is like 1,000 ways to do hair. So I'm gonna make this a little bit simplified, and we're just gonna do a basic cut. The basic cut for anime is like bangs in the face, making it look all, you know, just messy. So you're gonna start with one of these, like a little swoop like this in the middle of the face, in between the eyebrows. After you do that, you're gonna go, it's okay to cut into the eyebrow a little. It's just part of the magic. You're gonna put a few strokes of hair over here in a clump. You gotta make it kind of look like it's swooping to the side almost. And for the other side, you're gonna go to the other direction. So, after that, you just kind of dictate your swoops in the way you want them to be formed. And myself, and I think that the swoops look good if you just basically do them any way you want. Without structure, just make them look curly almost. Or a little bit curly, just not too much, because sometimes it makes it look a little weird. Okay, so now I have like one side of the head done, which is a total positive because that means you're almost done if you're following along anyway. But after that side, we're going to swap to the other side, which is a little different, and it swoops the opposite direction. When it swoops the opposite direction, you basically do the same thing, but the end points this way. Or the end points left, anyway. So, after you do that, you're just going to make your little clumps of swoops until you get to the edge. And we're going to do what I did over here. We're going to build out like a slight bit, and we're going to make a little bump right there. And after you do that, you blend it into the side to make it look like it's an actual part of the hair. And I've learned to not go from here all the way to here so fast. You start at the center, work your way out to the edge, and then draw the hair on the outside. It works a lot better because if you're like me in any way, drawing hair from like scratch is sort of hard. And when I have no rules and I just do this all the way to the edge, it just looks kind of weird. So I thought, why not just do this? So after you got that done, I'm gonna add a little something something to the back. Like a little bit of like the hair from here peeking out, which looks really nice, by the way. After that, oh, don't mind this. This is from a drawing from the back page. Anyway, after you draw that, I'm going to show you how to draw a side, what is it called again? Side profile, yes. After that, I'm going to teach you how to draw a side profile, okay? So, most people think these are kind of hard, but I don't agree. It's actually kind of easy when you put your mind to it. Okay, so we're going to start like we did with the other one. We're just going to start with a simple, lightly sketched circle. After that, we're going to draw a line coming down from here to signify that this right here is the edge of the face. And this right here are the eyes. And then to draw the nose, I do a little triangle at an angle like this. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It looks awkward. It will look awkward. That's just how faces look. So, now I'm going to draw like the little ear right here. I'm going to draw a little circle, erase it, and then draw the ear. So, it gives me a little guide for where I'm going to put the chin. After you draw the little ear, I'm going to put the chin down. So, it's basically just a slightly angled line with another angled line connecting the chin to the rest of the face. And y'all are probably kind of like, oh no, how are you gonna do the lips? It's actually very simple to do the lips. You're gonna go a little bit outwards like this, and then the slightest bit in, and then go a little bit more outwards like this, make a little U, and then go about to the same length and go back in. And some of you might be a little picky and be like, that does not look good. But trust me, if I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like it's the best option that's suited for me. So I use it. So after I do that, I draw the lips. And that's the lips. And I think I'm gonna extend the chin a little to make it look a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, better. And since the faces aren't usually smooth, I'll add a little bit of a chin to it to make it look a little bit more more serious. And here, I'll do this, that. I'm trying to make it look like the lips aren't actually just there. They're a part of the face. Like, you know how they look like they're just kind of floating right now? That is not good. That just means it looks kind of flat. And if you make the lips look too big, they'll look kind of awkward. So I'm at that stage where it's like, what do I do? You know? But eventually you'll end up getting something that you do like. You just gotta keep playing around with it. So, moving on. The eyes. Most of you guys are like, eyes. Side profile eyes are so hard. They aren't really. You can either draw a regular eye like this on the face, but that's not what I do. Me, myself, and I go like this to signify that they're looking outward. And you're like, this is different from your usual style, like this one. It might be, and that's because it's just a change in direction, and it's hard for me to focus with it. So, after you draw this, you're gonna make sure that you know that the eyeball is like right here. That's the eyeball. And then you're not even gonna give it too much room, but you're gonna shade a little bit to make it look as if the eyeball is looking that way. Basically just regular side profile stuff. And yeah, and then I add a little bit of the lashes, like I did over there. Do a little line, like a signature little thing. And drawing hair from the side profile confuses a lot of people. And I don't mean just a lot of people, like a lot of people. So, it's basically the same, but you gotta fake it until you make it, man. It's basically just a hubble over, and then you're basically just trying to make it work after that. It's a very complex kind of thing, but you get the point. And then for the back head, I usually go like this. I draw a little circle, little egg, and connect the front to the back, which makes it look like he actually has a noggin and doesn't look like he doesn't have a brain back in there. Because I feel like that just kind of looks weird if you don't put a little bit of a head in there. Because if you put too much of a head, that looks weird. If you put too little of a head, that also looks weird. And you get the point. But if you put just a right amount of head space back here, it doesn't look too odd. You know, it looks almost slightly normal. So, after that, I'm just gonna make the hair look a bit nicer, like this. Spiff it up with a few wiggly strands like this. Maybe even just a couple strands like that. Just to make it look a little bit wild. So, after I complete that, I'm gonna adjust. That is the regular face. Okay? And then I'm trying to draw the same person. I know it doesn't really look like it from this angle, but this is the same person. Just drawn to the side. Okay. So after you add the eyebrows, the eyelids to it, the eyelids are just simplex. You go from the edge of it to not even halfway down. And then for the eyebrows, you're just going to do the regular facing thing, like it's facing that way, like this one. And after that, I'm just going to shade a tiny bit. Okay. Then, here comes the neck. If you put the neck at a bad angle, you will know. because the neck is a very important part to the body, especially when it's facing the side. So I start with right here, not right here, not right here, but right here. This is the regular thickness for a neck, especially when it's facing side. I can't express how much frustration I go through when I see people putting it like here or here. That, I feel like that just makes it look weird. So, but you can keep doing it if that's what you're happy with. I want y'all to be happy. But after you curve it like this is how the neck is supposed to look with the side profile head. It's supposed to be a little bit slanted, but a little bit, a little bit still good looking. And yeah. And I'm gonna draw a little side hair and connect it. And that is how you draw a facing forward front face and a side profile. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it wasn't too awkward with my annoyingly loud, obnoxious voice. But anyway, hope you liked it, and I hope this did teach you something. Anyway, bye!